Welcome back to the Eye in the Sky, to another episode of From the Flip Card, where I'm trying to give you all the pertinent information. Every single week we do all this research on these teams and who we're playing, and I just want to share all that with you guys, the viewer, because I think it makes for a more compelling football game. You know, the national guys don't dig into the details too much, so let's just do that here. So, this game is kind of the tale of two cities, meaning when Dallas has the football and our defense is on the field, you're going to see the number one ranked offense versus the number ranked defense. But when we have the football, the Vikings have the football, you're going to see the 28th ranked offense versus the 29th ranked defense. So what are we going to get on either side? It should be half of a good matchup. We'll see. So let's dig into this Dallas offense first. And I think when you talk about the Dallas Cowboys offense right now, Dak Prescott is playing very, very well. When you think of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, Dak Prescott's usually up there, but he's not the guy. Well, you take a look at his numbers this year: 484 attempts, 334 completions, 3,637 yards, averaging just a tick under 280 yards a game. Those numbers are all number one in the NFL. Dak Prescott, number one in the NFL. 26 touchdowns, tied for second in the NFL. 10 interceptions, 28 touchdowns if you count the two rushing. He's been very, very good. And I mean, the numbers, let's just talk more about 178 passing first downs. That's number one in the NFL. He's had 5 300-yard passing games. Number one in the NFL. 56 third down passes that have gone for first downs. That's also number one in the NFL. 49 passes for first downs in the fourth quarter alone. That's number one in the NFL. In not necessarily counting the third down, but play action has been huge for him. He has 135.1 passer rating on play actions. That's number two in the NFL. 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, also second in the NFL on play action. So the play action passing game is big. He has a great feel for the pocket. The question, I think, going into this game is really going to be who's around him. Number one, Jake Ferguson is a big question mark, the tight end. Jake Ferguson has 75 receptions and 7 touchdowns, both second highest among tight ends in the NFL. He's a little nicked up, so we'll see if he's not out there. That's going to be a big loss, because Jake Ferguson is kind of the safety net, right? When Dak gets in trouble, and he does, and I'll get to that in a minute, and he does, Ferguson's the guy that he goes to. Now, he's flanked by probably one of the best wide receiver rooms in the NFL. George Pickens, who has 78 receptions, 1,179 yards already, averaging over 15 yards per reception, 8 touchdowns. Those numbers outside of the touchdowns, but the 78 receptions, the yards, those are all career highs for George Pickens. So his move from the Pittsburgh Steelers over to Dallas Cowboys has been good for him so far. CeeDee Lamb, been a little nicked up, 57 receptions, 865 yards, 3 touchdowns. Those two guys are good. CeeDee Lamb could take a hitch and turn it into 27 yards. He's that talented. George Pickens he's a slant dig type receiver. He's going to make those tight contested catches. Very, very good with his body. So any of the Viking DBs that go up against him, big bodying him and trying to use the physicality may not work against that guy. He's that good. Now, that's 1 and 2. Number 3 is a guy named Ryan Flanoy, number 19, 29 receptions, 349 yards, 3 touchdowns. Also a very, very good wide receiver for number 3. He's up there. And then they also have Kevontae Turpin, who's kind of a dynamo, kind of a jitterbug type of a receiver. So between those 4, they have a lot of talent. And it's going to be interesting to see how the Vikings want to go about stopping them, because Dak Prescott has been very, very good against the blitz. So the Vikings blitz at a 49.2% rate, highest in the NFL, second highest in the NFL. Dak has over 1,000 yards passing under pressure, second highest in the NFL. Something's got to give. What's that going to be? I don't know if he's faced the type of blitzes that we do, the all-outs, those things with guys in his face. The thing that concerns me is just getting that ball out to Pickens real quick, and then Pickens being able to run after the catch. Same thing with CeeDee Lamb, very good with the runs after the catch. That's the only thing about that concerns me. Pickens and Lamb are the number one teammate duo. I'm sorry, they're the first teammate duo to average 85 yards or more receiving per game since 2020, when Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce did it. So it's been a while since we've seen that, but they're prolific. Now, the offensive line for Dallas is a big question mark. Tyler Guyton has been their left tackle. He's been injured. Nate Thomas has filled in for him, and it hasn't gone well. If you had a chance to see my film preview of the Cowboys, you'll see late in the game, Dallas is trying to drive to, get back into this game to win the game. And Tyler Guyton gave up pressures, I think, 3 plays in a row. Then finally, they bring a tight end over to help chip. And as soon as they do that, Terrence Steele gets beat for a sack. So they're struggling at the tackle position. I don't see them going 4 wide, spreading things out. I don't think they can hold up that way. But with Jake Ferguson out, you're going to be looking at Luke Schoonmaker and Brevin Spann-Ford and Hunter Lipke at fullback as their 12 to 21 type look. They're going to, because again, play action is where they want to go. So even with Tyler Guyton out, you're not going to see empty out of these guys. You're not going to see those types of those formations. So overall, for us defensively, tackling is huge, right? If it's throw, catch, tackle, we'll be all right. It's just that they love yards after catch. And George Pickens, he had a rough game against Detroit. This is nationally televised Sunday night. I expect him to I expect him to bounce back. You're not going to catch him like the Lions did, where he may be a little bit off of his game. He's going to be ready to go Sunday night. Home, the whole thing. You can't expect a guy like that to put up 2 games in a row in that regard. So flipping the card, going to the Vikings offense. Now, personally, I think this is a game where we have to see some type of rapport, something happen between J.J. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson. It's been a couple weeks now. Something, I think, has to give. Jefferson has a career low 62.3 receiving yards per game this year. Okay, this is the first season that he's been under 87 yards per game. That's almost a 25-yard drop in average to now. And I don't know if this can continue. More bad news. McCarthy has a 45 passer rating targeting Jefferson with 6 of his 10 interceptions, lowest among 98 quarterback wide receiver duos who qualify. You have to have 40 targets to qualify. So that relationship has to go somewhere. You've invested too much in Justin Jefferson, for what they have going on to continue. What they do about it, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see if they're going to change the route tree for Justin Jefferson, because don't forget, he's such a down-the-field type of a receiver. Are they going to have to cut that short, change his tree, hit him on slants, hit him on some other type routes where maybe Jefferson can run after the catch? But for the Vikings to beat Dallas in Dallas Sunday night, nationally televised audience, that J.J. McCarthy, Justin Jefferson thing is going to have to figure itself out. So hopefully we'll come away from this thing invigorated with a new rapport between the two, kind of hit the reset button. We'll see. Dallas's defense has been struggling. All right, they've given up 29, almost 30 points per game on average. That's 31st in the NFL, 31st on third down. Their interception rate is 29th, 29th in total yardage. They do, however, have a very good defense up front. Okay, you take a look at this group up front, especially the interior defensive line. Osa Odigizua, 97. I think he's fantastic. Very, very good player. Kenny Clark is also part of that mix, who we're very familiar with his years with the Packers. Quinnen Williams, the former New York Jet that was traded to come over here. Since week 11, Quinnen Williams has had 24 quarterback pressures. That's fourth best in the NFL, so he's been getting there. Out on the edges, Donovan Ezraku is a rookie. He has 2 sacks. He's doing well. Dante Fowler is on the other side. But on the Dante Fowler side, they also get James Houston in there, who's got 5.5 sacks. So he's tied. I think he's either in the lead or tied for the lead in sacks. I think he's in the lead for sacks with this Dallas team. And then they're expecting Jadeveon Clowney to be healthy and be able to play again. So does that mean Sam Williams doesn't play? I don't know. We'll see. But this is a really good defensive front. Where they've been struggling is kind of on the back half of the defense. Savone Revel, rookie cornerback, he's been taken advantage of. Detroit found a way to do that. Deron Bland on the other side. But Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson at safety, Reddy Stewart coming in at nickel. They allow a lot of yards after catch. Okay, so teams have been able to either get them in man-to-man and pick the right guys, and block the right guys, or even when they're in zone, they just don't tackle well. So yards after catch, Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, the whole group, might be a good screen game, for Aaron Jones. Those things are all in effect. Christian Darrisaw, we'll keep an eye on him. That would be obviously a big loss. We've only had we haven't played a complete or an entire game with our front five. We got 4 quarters of it, or almost the entire game last week against the Commanders. But that offensive line of ours is still pretty beat up. But so it's going to be what's going to give. Is JJ going to be around that 70% completion rating? Is he going to be able to get down the field, or is it going to be more of an underneath and run after the catch type of an offensive game? It's going to be tough for this running game to exceed. Like a week ago, we ran for more yardage than we threw for. That's going to be a tough one to recreate just because this defensive line is so good. DeMarvion Overshown, Kenneth Murray, they're the linebackers. Logan Wilson gets in there. Maris Liufu gets in there. They rotate 22 different guys on defense. So they're constantly rolling guys in and out. The linebacker crew and the safety crew, maybe not super physical, but still pretty solid. So if you can get through that defensive line, get to that second level in the running game, there might be something big there too. So overall, our defense is going to have to be they're going to be who they are, and we're going to blitz. And can we get to Dak Prescott and not let him get to his outlets? We're going to see what's going to hold up between his ability to throw against the blitz, and they are going to throw the ball. Trust me, Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys, they're going to put it on him to win this game. They are eventually going to go through the air. Even if they run the ball well in the beginning, trust me, they'll abandon it and they'll start throwing that football. And then offensively, like I said, I think the big story is just that rapport, building something between J.J. McCarthy and Justin Jefferson. Something's got to give there. Hopefully, Justin Jefferson can put up an 80-plus yard game and get him in the end zone. But again, I think they're going to have to recreate some of his route tree. Well, that's about it. It's going to be a fun one. Hope everybody tunes in. If you can't watch it on TV, you can always listen to Paul Allen, myself, Ben Lieber, on KFAN 100.3 all across the audio network. So see you tomorrow night.